Welcome to another episode of Clean Code. Today we're going to be taking another look at the Virtual Speedmaster. We're going to rewrite it, so this will be version 2 of the Virtual Speedmaster. And for those who are thinking, Virtual Speedmaster, and they got the crazy ideas like we're going to be talking about VRware, or maybe that we're going to be talking about some Ninja Master, or even worse, a Ninja Master wearing VRware. We're not. We're going to be talking about Virtual Speedmasters. And Virtual Speedmasters are used in industrial machines to keep things synchronized, kind of like the machine you're looking at right now.
Before I show you how this version of the Virtual Master works or how to write it, I want to show you that it actually works. The old version that we showed you last time only had one ramp rate. One of the features is we're going to have an acceleration and a deceleration that are going to behave appropriate based on whether you gave it a start command or a stop command. So you can see over here on the left side I got 4 rungs of ladder, and the first 2 rungs of ladder are tied to digital input number 4, and the second 2 rungs of ladder are tied to digital input 5. You can see I have a start command, stop command, a start command, and a stop command. The only difference between the 2 starts is the speed. This one's a negative 1000 and this one's a positive 1000. You'll also notice that the X cells and D cells have different values. So let's actually turn on digital input 4. You're going to see in the bottom right corner right here a little thing that lets you know whether I've turned on input 4 or 5. Okay. And then here is the speed command. You also see right above it the graph. The red line is the speed that our Virtual Speedmaster is producing. So let's turn on input number 4. Here we go. Here you go. You can see that it is ramping up to 1000. But that's what our speed command set to. And now if I turn it off, you're going to see that it ramps down a lot quicker. As a matter of fact, it ramps down 5 times quicker because the deceleration value here is 5 times larger. Let's do the other input. And again, when I turn it off, it decells. All right, so you can see it works. So let's actually go ahead and show you how to write this thing. Now, if you don't have the original code from the first video, I would suggest going back to the first video and getting that code and then working with us as we develop it here. So let's show you how to write the program now. Just like last time, I have 2 programs in our project. The first program here is the freewheeling program, and the second program here is the Virtual Master program. So let's look at the freewheeling program as it's the easiest. So you'll notice that all I have to do is come over to the POUs, and I got these new blocks which we didn't have last time. They're all labeled Virtual Master .start or Virtual Master .stop. To use them, all you have to do is drag over a box with enable, and then drag over the appropriate method that you would like. You'll notice that here the software is asking me to declare an instance of this block. I technically don't need to, so I'm just going to cancel it. The reason I don't need to is because the instance already exists over here, and it's being called from the task manager. So I don't want to declare an instance as I already have an instance I'm using. Then of course you just fill out the acceleration, deceleration, and the speed command for the block. Okay, so that's really all you have to do in the freewheeling task. Over here on the left side, we have the Virtual Master. You'll notice that I have these methods which I didn't have before. That's where the .start and .stop is coming from. So let's look at the stop method first. So here I have both the freewheeling and the stop method open, just so you can see how they look together. So on the top of the method, you can see I have no inputs of any kind, and the code is quite simple. I'm just taking the decel command that was already passed to it and moving it into ramp command. And this is actually called a method. A method is used to allow your function or program to have sub-functions that other things can call. Okay. I will go more into this in a different video on how to make appropriate methods and when to use them. So let's look at the start method. As you can see, I've opened it right next to the freewheeling task as well. But unlike the stop method, this method has some input values. We have our accel, decels, and speeds. That is why my start method block over here has inputs for accel, decels, and speeds. And the only thing the code is doing is passing this speed, acceleration, and decel into our virtual master. So here we have our virtual master and our speed method open side by side. And at the top, you can see that there are no input variables. There are just variables inside the program itself. So you can see that the start and stop methods are only editing the values inside the virtual master. So let's look at the code and see what's changed. So the code almost looks exactly the same as our last revision. A couple differences is I've changed this to ramp command and this to ramp command, and everything else is the same. That is because when I click start, I'm changing the ramp command to the value that's in the acceleration command, or on a stop command, I'm changing the ramp command to our decel command. So that's how we're selecting between is it accelerating or decelerating. And that's basically it.
Man, that was really amazing. Hey, you know what would be even more amazing? Watching the next virtual master. I hear it does even more than this one. And if you don't want to do that, watch something else that's amazing here. And as always, please subscribe. See you on the next video.